The following program was underwritten by the Resource Enhancement and Protection Conservation Education Program.
Hi, my name is Dave Williams. I'm with the Tallgrass Prairie Center at the University of Northern Iowa, and we're out at the Cedar River Natural Resource Area just north of LaPorte City, Iowa, and it's late October, and we're out here to do some woody plant control or tree management or tree cutting, however you want to couch it. And as you can see, we've got this great big farm field planted with various mixtures of native prairie. And what we are having problems with are these adjacent trees along the tree line, along the edges of the field, raining seed in, and trees are getting established in our native planting. And so what we need to do is we need to eliminate those trees that are raining seed into our prairie planting. And the majority of the trees that we're out cutting today are Siberian elm. They're non-native to North America. And they're extremely invasive on sandier soils, and we have sandy soils here, and they're definitely going to be a problem if we don't take care of them and get rid of them. So there are a couple of different ways that we're cutting these trees. One, we're girdling the trees, and this is a box elder tree. And what you do is just take a chainsaw and you just cut in about a quarter to a 3/8 of an inch, and you create a chainsaw cut all the way around the tree. And then you notice it's got kind of a green tint. Then we go ahead and we apply our herbicide right into the cut area. And what we're using is glyphosate at a rate of 50-50. So 50% glyphosate, 50% water. And then we added a dye in there so we can see which trees we've treated. And that's it for the larger trees. Now the smaller woody plants that are close to the ground, we basically cut those off with a chainsaw, and I'll point to one right here. And again, we apply the herbicide right to the cut stump. And you want to do that as soon as you cut the plant. You don't want to wait an hour or even a half an hour, because the plant will start healing itself and it won't absorb the chemical as effectively as if you just cut it. So with the smaller material, we'll use a chainsaw and just cut it at the ground level. And the larger trees that we can girdle without cutting off, we'll go ahead and girdle those. This is a box elder. I told you we're cutting primarily Siberian elms, but we are capturing a few other species. Our goal is to leave any hardwoods that we find out here: ash, hackberry, oaks, and walnuts, and we won't cut any of those, but some of these other fast-growing trees we're going to eliminate it so we can open up the canopy. So ultimately our native vegetation, our prairie grasses and wildflowers, can infiltrate into this region that's between two prairie planted fields. And there is also a planted field right on the other side of this. So sometime down the road, if we can eliminate the tree canopy in here, we can get these grasses and wildflowers established in this zone, and then we can manage it as one unit. So this is a mulberry tree. Again, the girdling, you don't necessarily have to go way down at the ground level, because this chemical will absorb into the tissue and then translocate into the roots. And so it's easier on your back if you cut it about at your waist level. It's easier to apply, and it's just easier if you're cutting all day. This tree right here is this is our Siberian elm, and this is primarily the majority of the trees that we're cutting out here are the Siberian elms. Again, they're raining seed into our prairie planting, and we're seeing little Siberian elm seedlings in our various prairie mixes out here in the prairie planting. So this is what we want to target and really try to eliminate, at least along the edge. I just want to mention a little bit about safety. If you do go out and cut trees or cut brush, definitely wear safety equipment. It'll save your life if you ever have an accident. So what that entails as far as chainsawing is chaps. These are chainsaw chaps. They're made so if you accidentally hit the chain onto your leg, that it'll bind up and it'll stop the chain before it cuts into your flesh. Safety helmet. This is an actual factory helmet by Steel, and what's nice is it has hearing protection built right into the helmet. So you have hearing protection, you have a face shield that you can fold down on the helmet, and then safety glasses. You should wear safety glasses in addition to the safety shield. It's just a good idea. I've had little bits of particles fly through this little wire mesh, and I could feel it hitting my cheek, and so wearing safety glasses is just a nice addition to keeping your eyes safe. Definitely wear heavy leather gloves, and this more so is for when you're walking into the brush or dense brush. It'll save your hands from getting scraped or poked or getting poison ivy. So definitely heavy leather gloves, and then leather boots with a hard sole. I have steel toes in my boots, so in case of a tree dropped on my toe, at least I have a chance of not breaking my toes or breaking my foot. And then you want to wear long sleeve, clothes all the way around, and just protect as much of your exposed skin as possible. I prefer to cut trees in the fall, sometime mid to late October, all the way until the snow flies. The weather right now is about 45 degrees out, and I'm just perfectly comfortable at that temperature. So this is a good time to cut trees. A lot of the plants have dropped their leaves. Poison ivy has dropped their leaves, so it's just a little bit easier to get into a timber area this time of year versus summer, and you definitely have better weather, so you have more energy to cut. We use chemical jugs or herbicide jugs, and this keeps the herbicide fairly well contained. And I'm not promoting any one product, but there are other products. There are other brands that make chemical jugs, but these are pretty safe to use. I would prefer these over the ready-to-use application bottles that some of the herbicide products come in, just because they're cleaner and they don't leak, and it's easier to put the chemical onto your target area, onto the cut stump. We always carry in our truck an eye wash kit and a fairly large jug of water, just in case if you get herbicide on yourself, you can wash yourself, and if you get it into your eyes, we can use the emergency eye wash kit. This is one of our University of Northern Iowa campus plantings. It's about 16 acres in size, and it's going into its 5th growing season. We're out here today to control volunteer cottonwood trees. And these trees over here by the highway are actually shedding seed, and the seed is dropping into the planting, and we're getting a whole bunch of cottonwood volunteer trees. And they're all about the size of my finger, my pinky finger, or less in diameter. So we're going through with our little hand pruners and what we call our little herbicide stick, and we're cutting the seedlings, and we're applying the herbicide to the cut edge, and that'll take care of these volunteer trees. You might think that fire might control these trees, but the problem is that it will on the smaller stuff, but on the trees that are 5 and 6 foot tall, they'll just resprout after a fire. So we need to come in here and actually treat these with a herbicide and get them killed. Otherwise, they'll just keep putting on more root energy, and they'll become fire resistant at some point.